Yeah. For those of you that want to know
what is going on, guys, and welcome back to 777 Riding. Today I'm bringing you guys another different video. I want to make another day in the shop video this year, and we have an old weed whacker that is having problems, and I wanted to try to fix that, get running again. And yeah, just recently our good weed whacker just started having problems, and so basically I'm just going to try to fix both of them at the same time here, and yeah, I'll show you guys the weed whackers here. Okay, so these right here are the two weed whackers we're going to be working on. This one right here is the good one. This is a Toro. I think this is a 2005. Yeah, 2005. And this is a Homelite Touch Start. This is the older one here. And this was from like the early 2000s, late 1990s. I don't know, somewhere around there though. And yeah, I'll show you what is wrong with these. So we'll start with the Toro. So one day I was out weed whacking. Then suddenly there was a strange fuel leak, and I discovered that this piece right here, this is called the gas tank grommet. It basically just connects the fuel line to the gas tank. And what happened was I was pouring out gas, as you can see here. It's starting to crack, and that's where the fuel's been coming out of. And I tried a few things. I tried putting electrical tape on it. That obviously didn't work. And then I tried super glue. That's what the white stuff is. And while I was doing that, I discovered that the fuel lines were also starting to crack too, because I was messing around with this a whole lot. So that definitely sucked. And then I tried to attempt to start it again. For some reason, there's air getting into the carburetor, which is not a good thing. And then I tried priming it too much, and then the primer bulb started to crack. And as you can see there's cracks in there, and so that definitely sucked. Everything just started going wrong with this thing. That's the weird part. And so we got some new primer bulbs, as you see here. I think they're the right ones. Well, they better be. And this is the new fuel hosing. This stuff does look a little bit smaller than the original stuff, and hope that's not a bad thing. It could be just because this stuff expanded over the years, but this was like standard fuel hosing for weed whackers, so who knows. But yeah, I'm not gonna let that bring me down. I'm gonna obviously give it a shot and see what happens. And now for the Homelite. So my dad gave me this about, I don't know, 4 years ago or something like that, and I actually then just it didn't really run that good. So it just kind of ran off and on. It's an electric start. It doesn't have a pull start, which kind of sucks, but yeah, just an electric start. And the batteries then started to go bad, and eventually they just quit working, and then suddenly gas started pouring out of it. So just like this one, everything started going wrong all of a sudden. And then I discovered that the fuel line here actually broke in half. So hallelujah. And then so one thing that kind of sucked about the batteries is that you can't even attempt to turn it over without working batteries. So yeah, so with that, and yeah, so luckily we got the fuel hosing for this and this, and there's two parts that still are in the shipping process: the new batteries and the grommet piece. So today we won't be attempting to fire these things up. Okay, so we are going to start with the most simple thing to do here, and which is putting the new primer bulb in. So all you do here is, this is the air filter holder, and then what you do is you just put this in here just like that till it snaps, just like that. That was easy. Yeah, I was a little afraid there for a second it wasn't gonna fit, but luckily it does. And yeah, now we're gonna just cut some of the fuel hosing so we can connect the new lines in to the from the primer to the carburetor. And yeah, this is the carburetor right here. This thing is super duper tiny. It was also pretty easy to get off, unlike the carburetors on the jet ski and the carburetors on this baby. Yeah, it's just a couple big screws that hold everything together, so that's kind of cool. Now we're going to go get some fuel line cut and then install that. I'm already cut it in size, but how I usually do that is take the carburetor and you just line it up. Just line it up how it usually goes in. So yeah, make sure you can see the screw holes go all the way through. So, and then yeah, basically just you just see how much fuel line you need to connect from the primer bulb to the carburetor. And, I don't know if you guys can see, but one of those little tubes that comes out of the primer bulb, one of them says in, so we suppose that that's where the fuel comes in, and then the bigger one right here is where the fuel comes out. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to slip this stuff on here. This didn't come with clamps, so I don't think we need any clamps. Something nice about smaller fuel hose, you can definitely get it to fit on there much better. Okay, there. Then we're going to go ahead and connect it to the carburetor. Just like that. Pretty easy. Now we're going to get some fuel line coming from the primer bulb to the gas tank. Okay, so I just went ahead and put the whole assembly back together here, the carburetor and the air filter holder and all that. It's just a little bit easier so you don't have a carburetor flopping around all over the place. So probably better for it too. And so here I have the fuel line coming out of the primer into the gas tank. And the grommets here will just go in here, just like that. And then the main fuel line comes out of the second hole in the grommet and goes right to the carburetor right here. So you can hear it. So that's a good sign. Looks like so far everything is working okay. And I'm not gonna put the main line in yet today because we don't have the grommet, and you know, you gotta try to get the suction hose filter in there and stuff. And yeah, right now that's how far we're gonna get to this guy today. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the home light. And I think we'll get the whole fuel system all put back together at the home light. And what was that? I don't know what that was. Huh. Anyways, we'll get all the fuel line put back in, and then as soon as the battery comes, we'll connect that and see if we can get this thing to run. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're putting the new fuel line here inside of the gas tank hole, and we're having it just come out of the top here so we can get the suction hose filter on the end of the fuel hose. So just shove that puppy on there. Looks like that. Make sure it's on there all the way. There, that's probably good. Now we're gonna go ahead and start pulling it down just a little bit. And now we're gonna kind of have a look inside the gas tank there. I don't know if you guys can see that suction hose in there. We're gonna go ahead and turn it around, and then we kind of want it at the bottom of the gas tank, and so the suction hose can make sure it gets all the fuel when it's running. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll go ahead and probably put the gas tank back in and try to connect it to the primer bulb. This setup's so much easier because you don't have a little rubber piece that connects to this. It's just one little hole that you can put the fuel line through, and then yeah, so it's kind of easy. Then it goes just to the primer bulb, and then to the carburetor, and then yeah, you don't have to worry about separate fuel hose for the primer and all that. So it's kind of easy. We'll get that done and get back to you guys. This gas tank right here, I ain't gonna lie, was super freaking hard to put back on there. It you gotta try to snap it on there, and then there's these seals and stuff that you have to try to get on there too. And yeah, I think it's freaking hard to put back on there. This is the last piece here. It's just a little ring that holds the top on. You just screw it in there. Then that'll keep the tank secure from engine vibrations and other stuff. Yeah, I think it goes in there, just like that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put the primer bulb back on, and then we'll get that fuel line connected. So what I did here is Got the fuel line kind of back behind the starter, and now I have put the little sleeve back on so it's not rubbing against the starter. And now now I gotta try to see if I can. It's gonna be kind of hard to do with the camera, but I can try to give it a shot here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here. Yeah, we'll go right here for. There we go. Extra fuel line. Now we're gonna try to see if we can get a better view here. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. So this is going to be tricky. Shouldn't have put the primer back on yet. Here, let me figure this out here, and I'll get back to you guys here in a sec. Okay, so it turned out I did have to take that little primer piece off so I could get that last bit of fuel line in, and you know, my big fat fingers can't fit in there, sadly. So, well, the whole fuel system is complete on the home light, and all it needs now is a battery in order for it to run. For this guy, just need that little grommet piece for the gas tank. And we'll be making a part 2 for this video. Yeah, when we get the rest of the orders, and so yeah, if I don't make that video by tomorrow, this weekend I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit of a different video. I'm gonna record us doing a walking through an archery range, just basically shooting at targets and stuff. It's gonna be pretty fun. We miss arrows all the time and stuff, so hopefully you get a little enjoyment out of that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and y'all make sure you smash that like button.